Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
Should be good now.
Right?
Yeah, no, we definitely should be good now.
Okay.
Matthew, are we good now? Are we good now?
He called.
You are all right.
All right.
That's so
We'll
funny.
talk to you. Thanks for the heads up. All right. Sounds good.
That's so funny. He called.
That's hilarious. But that's why, honestly, our fans are the best because they're right on top of it,
Right.
letting us know, there to lend a helping hand.
And they really didn't miss anything. We just talked about laundry.
Yeah. And I was just saying how Tony's telling me how to clean my jersey when he has one with a stain on it. So
Hey, listen, that jersey is from 2014. Okay.
So doesn't mean you need to say it. No, I'm just kidding. I've stained a lot of Yankee jerseys, and I'm actually about to get a new Yankee jersey. I'm so
No name on the back.
I honestly think just from to show my confidence and to put, and we're gonna talk about this in a second, believe me, to put these annoying Mets fans to rest.
It's
I
really
think
just
I'm
kept
gonna
to-
get a Soto jersey.
Just
No name on the back, but I'm gonna get a Soto jersey just to show confidence. I'm
Remember,
gonna
he's 22.
yeah. Because I'm just sick of it. Like I said, we'll talk about it in a second.
Right.
But let's get to the comments. What do we got here?
All right. So to start, we got Kev Du coming in
Oh shit.
with a where's he at? With a let's go. He said, let's go. We want to smoke. Let the excuses fly. Toe maintenance, rest of his career, SMH. What a stupid comment. Hashtag TCA, hashtag DTV, hashtag Sportsport, hashtag Turf Toe.
I guess he's referring to his own comment.
So then Josh B says, what's up, family? I told you guys ligaments do not reattach themselves, and he should have did the surgery last season. SMH, things like this makes me skeptical.
Craigie's coming in.
No, I'm out.
Fans these days. Hashtag TCA, hashtag Sportsport, hashtag DTV.
Quick time out there. Like I said, we're gonna talk about this, but Josh, I understand. I'm just as scarred as you the past 14 years, but I'm telling you, no need for the skepticism, no need for the pessimistic attitude about the Yankees. This year is different, brother. So let's just establish this now.
Mhm.
We're getting near the end of February, early March. Nothing to be skeptical about. Everything's in front of us. We'll talk about the overreaction and the nonsense spewed by Dan Grassa and Dave Rothenberg this morning. But I don't want you to get nervous. Don't listen to Kev do. He's flanned out, hopeless Mets fan. So just remember that, Josh. I know you're smarter than that. I know you will take these words to heart. So just wanted to get that in there, but continue on.
And then Kev Dew said, come on, hashtag TCA Pirates. And then the rest is everyone yelling at me about the sounds.
How about Michael
Calling me
Theophil?
Duncan.
Duncan producing.
How'd the Duncan start?
He just Michael likes to mess with Domac and doesn't call him by his right name. Classic, like new guy, like intern. Type
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thing.
Like when he used to call Riley not showing up.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So yeah, like there is what do you think that's all about?
Hola,
Josh B still
Yeah,
trying to
dude.
get negative on me, talking that I said this last year. We didn't have Juan Soto,
I
Josh.
can't believe Josh B right now. I honestly can't believe
we
it,
have a
dude.
different team, Josh. Like I don't understand why you're not like it's a completely different scenario. Last year, completely irrelevant, buddy. I mean, the negativity, it's not good for you. There's just no reason for it. And I mean, am I crazy to say, Domac, that like you're a fellow Yankee fan, everything's right in front of us. There's just nothing to be like. We should be feeling great right now, not negative.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely. Like I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. I think the whole thing is just overblown, and I think we'll be fine.
I mean, you want to talk about it? I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's-
I did. Usually we start with the golf first. We'll do the golf after. We got to just go to the world of Major League Baseball.
There you go, dude.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
All right. So continuing, what we were just talking about with Josh here. First of all, it's one Hall of Fame player, Josh. Second of all, it's not just about Soto. Soto, first of all, affects the entire lineup, makes everyone better, first of all. Second of all, think back to opening day last year. We had a clown like Josh Donaldson in the middle of our lineup. He's long gone. The Willie Calhouns, the Jake Bowers, the Billy McKinneys, the Estevan Florials, all gone. Okay? So take, addition by subtraction right there. Number one. Number two, Anthony Volpe, Gold Glove winning rookie year. Obviously, we're looking for more on the batting average this year. I think he's going to do that. And I think there's a lot of positive to like. Besides the Gold Glove, 20 homers, 20 steals, improvement there. So that's only improvement. Jose Trevino, was out for the season after May, coming off a platinum Gold Glove winning season. I think that's why some of the pitchers struggled last year. That's only going to help the team. Alex Verdugo, contact hitter, attitude, good defender. Adding him, that's a lot better than, Billy McKinney, Jake Bauer. So there's something else. Austin Wells, going to start most likely in the big leagues. Came up late last year just to get his feet wet. That's another big addition. Jason Dominguez, short amount of time, obviously, before the Tommy John surgery, will join the team middle of the season. Looks like he has a lot of potential. That's a completely revamped offense. And I haven't even talked about the seems like somewhat of a lottery ticket, but so far so good with Stanton, just with losing the weight and stuff, that could help. The fact too, Anthony Rizzo didn't know he had a concussion for 2 months. You would imagine he's going to play better. So all of those reasons, the 212 team batting average that the Yankees had last year, that type of worry, completely out the window. Hands down, this is top 3 to 5 in all of Major League Baseball runs scored offense. Offense was a problem last year. We've always done a good job with pitching, with bullpen. So that's a lot of positive. I don't see the Kev skepticism here at all.
I don't think so. I think the team is going to be fine. I think they're going to be great. I think Josh B is being a little nervous. And
Yeah, come on, Josh.
saying things like
Enough.
injuries too. It's
Enough.
like injuries are something like you can't just assume everyone's going to get injured. Injury is just a part of the game. So like you got to assume everyone's going to be healthy. I mean, to sit here and just assume that our team's going to just be injured, I don't know if that's just fair to say.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's the opposite though.
I mean, I know Stan
You got
gets
to
hurt,
assume
but
there's going to be injuries.
Yeah.
There's
to
always
who,
no.
though? I feel like I feel like Judge had a
to Judge.
I feel like Judge had a I feel
time.
like that was a freak injury. Judge's injury was not a freak injury. Was it
Well,
not?
yes, and we'll get to his comments. I guess they were either this morning or yesterday. I heard about them this morning, obviously, but I mean, it seems like that injury is still lingering around. So I mean, I think that's not good.
But it's still not a freak. It's still a freak injury.
Hold on, because no one is keyed into this more than me. This is old news. He said this last year, so I don't know why. Today it's like breaking news. It's clearly because guys like Rick and Dan, Dave and Dan, don't have anything better to talk about. He said this last year. The whole plan was to not get surgery. He did say it was going to affect him. We already knew that. So why are we acting like the sky is falling? I mean, it literally is insanity. He's going to walk in this year, be a lock for 40 home runs, hitting right, either in front of or behind. It looks like behind Juan Soto. So I don't know what the conversation is, what there is to see Josh B. You don't, I'm telling you, and Kev especially, because he gets so riled, anything negative Yankees. Listen, I hope you enjoyed last year, Yankees' worst season in 30 years, because you're not going to see that again anytime soon. So, enjoy your 60 wins with the Mets this year. Enjoy Pete Alonso maybe going to the Yankees next year too. So listen, like I said, last year, embarrassing. When I saw the optimism last year, get all of that. But the roster is completely changed. It's a different team. There's literally nothing to get nervous about. This is a really good team. And everybody, waxing poetic about the Orioles, young talent, Corbin Burns. Look, Vegas usually knows something. Who's the favorite in the AL East? It's not the Orioles. It's the Yankees. So let's just take a step back.
Yeah, you're not at all concerned that Judge is going to.
No, he said it last year. And also,
but it doesn't matter.
No. I'm sorry. I just had to say this. So he came back from this toe injury. It's not even bothering him now. He just said he has to be careful, has to have maintenance. Last year, coming off the injury, when he said himself, when he came back, he wasn't 100%. Look at his splits in August, September. Absolutely went off. So to get all nervous here is insane. He dealt with this last year. This isn't new. This is Dave and Dan searching for something to talk about. And of course, being desperate Mets fans, wanting to spin in a negative way. There's nothing negative here.
All right. Well, first of all, let's pump the brakes here on the desperate Mets fans, because
by the way, Josh, too. Sorry, but the Yankees weren't favorites in the division last year. I believe Toronto was. So just to give you that insight. And again, Josh, come on, enjoy it, man. Special season coming up. Stop. Okay, continue.
It doesn't even matter.
No, go ahead.
I got nothing.
I want to hear it.
Well, first of all, future Hall of Famer Juan Soto. Let's pump the brakes. All right. If Igor is going to be a Hall of Famer, we can't say that.
But you don't think Soto has accomplished more than Igor? He's won a championship. No. I mean, that's insane, Tony. Look, please, how could you say that? Igor hasn't won anything.
He won the Vezina Trophy. He was best in his position.
In terms of a championship.
Multiple All-Star
Soto was
years,
leading
season.
the way. At 19, you want to talk about multiple All-Stars? How many All-Star teams do you think Juan Soto has been on?
And Igor has as well. Doesn't matter.
And he's younger. And he's already won a championship. So ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
Insane.
It's not ridiculous.
So insane.
What stat has he led the league in at the end of the year?
I mean,
has he won an MVP?
Probably batting average.
Walks. Come on, dude. Stop it.
I mean, Igor's not leading the league in anything. I mean, just saying.
2 years ago, won the Vezina Trophy, led the league in save percentage and goals against an average. That's ridiculous.
If Igor had a championship, it would be a conversation, but he doesn't. He's not even close to a championship.
I think it's ridiculous. What do you mean he's not even close to a championship?
I think
the whole team is close to a championship.
I think he's had 2 good years. I mean, it's like to say that he's a Hall of Famer is insane.
2 good years?
Yeah, pull up the numbers, please. I will cross-reference them with you.
Right.
I want you to tell me what's an outstanding year, especially when you compare it to Juan Soto, who every year that he's playing is one of the top players in the league. Clearly, Like, I know this year's not over, but Igor's number's nowhere near the top.
All right. So, like, first, I guess you can say kind of full season, right, was in 2020. All right. 916 save percentage, 2.62 average goals against. We know what is good here. Was 5th in the Calder Trophy running. The following year, led the league in save percentage, 935. Led the league with the lowest goals against an average, 2.07. Adjusted goals against, led the league in that. Obviously, All-Star, 3rd in the Hart Trophy, won the Vesna that year.
And then last year, his numbers went down 19 points less on the save percentage.
Yeah, but still
916, not an outstanding year. And even if you want to say that, fine. That's 2 years. The other year he played 35 games. The other year he played 12. This year he's been mediocre.
Yeah,
how are we saying he's a Hall of Famer? How are we saying he's a Hall of Famer though? That's
you
insane.
Understand? First of all, like last year, still top 8 goaltender in the entire league. So like, mind you that. And on top of that, dude,
I don't know about that.
Vesna Trophy, he was 8 in the running. So like, does that not say he's top 8?
Top 8 for an award, Tony. Come on, talk about searching for it. I mean, if this is the Heisman, he's not invited to New York.
Top 8 for being the best goaltender in the league. Like, what do you mean, dude? Top 8.
All I can say, Tony, is first of all, I think people are probably looking at this so far. I think that like I love the Rangers, want Igor to do great, but we can't act like the past year and a half has been great. It hasn't. So to say he's a Hall of Famer with 2 All-Star appearances, hasn't reached the Stanley Cup final, and the fact this year he's been mediocre, what the hell are we talking about?
He's nowhere
near Juan Soto.
You're going to look so foolish. You're going to look so foolish.
But, okay, so but you want to talk foolish Juan Soto, okay? So 20 years, first of all, actually, no, 19 years old, in only 116 games, hits 292, 22 home runs, 70 RBIs, slugs 517, 406 on base at 19 years old. And then, just happens to win a title. So there's that. 34 and 110, 282, again, 401 on base, 548 slugging. 2020, shortened season, hits 351 in 47 games, slugs 695, and has an OPS of 1185. 2021, hits 313 with 29 home runs, 95 RBIs, and then has an on-base percentage of 465. And by the way, those 2 years, you're talking about leading the league, Tony. Led the league in those categories, led the league in slugging in 2020, batting average in 2020, OPS in 2020. 2022, 27 home runs, 62 RBIs, worst year of his career. 27-62, still had a slugging of 452 on base of over 400. Last year, plays all 162 games, 35 home runs, 109 RBIs, leads the league in walks, and again, has an on-base percentage over 400. Not even close.
I think it sounds pretty close to me.
It's double the amount of great years. I mean, it's like, it's not even a conversation.
I mean, he's, first of all, I get he's younger, but he's played more. He's certainly played more, so sure, dude. But I mean, when Igor ends this season with the way he's starting to trend upward now, I mean, it's going to be another great year, dude. And to say that he's nowhere near a Stanley Cup is actually kind of ridiculous.
No, I said he's nowhere near a Hall of Famer.
You said he hasn't been near a championship. You said he's nowhere near a championship.
He hasn't made the Stanley Cup. So
to
how
say
could he
he's nowhere near that's ridiculous.
But
the Rangers have been competitive with him, and not to mention, like, this season seems like the best season of all with him right now for the team.
He's
so I think it's kind of crazy to even say that. Regardless, we can move past that. Juan
Soto's a Hall of Famer, so I don't know.
So
like
Igor,
Igor, the 2-time All-Star who's made one conference final in his career, isn't close to the Hall of Fame right now. Does he have a chance to get there? Yes, but I think
2-time All-Star.
I don't know.
He's
honestly,
had 2 fucking years, Brian, as a starting goaltender. Yeah, he's had 2
how would he
years.
be a Hall of Famer off of 2 years?
Because
let's just retire right now and just enter the Hall of Fame. Insane. I don't know what the overhype is with Igor. He had one outstanding year. Doesn't make him a Hall of Famer. Like, I don't understand what we're talking about. You even just said yourself, 2 years. How could he be ready for the Hall of Fame after 2 years?
No, I'm not saying he's ready right now. I'm saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
But the difference is Soto has produced it.
If he
over
retires
a 5-year
right now,
period.
You're saying he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. That's ridiculous.
I mean, he has a better chance than Igor. If Igor retired right now.
Nah.
What do you mean? Nah. He's had 2 years where he's had 50 starts.
Oh, wow. 2 years.
Yeah, that's nothing. He hasn't accomplished anything yet. That's the point, Tony.
But he's going to be a Hall of Famer, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's retiring now going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm
but
saying
he
he's
hasn't
going to
come
be
close to accomplishing what Soto has accomplished. So I don't know why you even wanted to compare it. It's literally not even a conversation.
Like a ridiculous statement when you're sitting here and you're trying to say Igor is not good. You want to deal him, and you automatically get Soto Hall of Famer.
But I think there's
that's
a difference
ridiculous.
between yes.
Sure, there's a difference. I mean, the
first to admit, yes, dealing him is a little ridiculous. Yes, but also it's equally ridiculous to say he's a Hall of Famer right now. It's like he's got to earn it.
And I think it's equally ridiculous to say that Soto is a Hall of Famer.
Even though he's won the Hall of Fame, and we just listed all the categories that he led in, leading the league, and he's won a World Series already.
So what he has that on Igor, I guess. Oh, championship.
Oh, just a championship. No big deal. Best player, 19 years old. No big deal. Come on, Tony.
I mean, I think you're really downplaying too on how hard it is to be a goaltender, especially in New York too. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.
But we're gonna downplay it, so just allow the fact that this year, I mean, let's face it, last night was great. We'll talk about it, but he struggled. So like, it doesn't matter if it's hard in New York. We're talking about a guy about being a Hall of Famer, and it's whether he's in New York or not, he has to earn it, and he simply has not earned it yet.
I mean, I think it does mean a lot where you're at. I mean, look at Hank; he's going to be Hall of Famer.
But look how much longer his career is.
Yeah, and he never won a championship.
Yeah, but I'm saying he played more than 2 years, Tony. I don't know. I just wish I could understand, because like, it's not only you. Other people say this about Igor, the Hall of Fame, how good he is. It's just like, how can we say that when there's such a small sample size? I just don't understand it.
I mean, for a goaltender, I don't think it really is incredibly small right now, but still, I mean, he's not, it doesn't really seem like, again, like maybe a little bit of a hiccup this year. He had injury in the past too, coming from a ribs injury. But I mean, like if he starts posting these numbers like he is, which he is going to be doing, there's no sign of him not posting great numbers. This is an off year for him, and he still is a top goaltender in the league.
I mean, but I feel like that's two different things. It's an off year. He's not one of the top goalies in the league. I understand. Yes, he made the All-Star team.
But he is, though.
But Tony, I mean, run through the list. He's easily not in the top 5. So he's not even a top 5 goalie, but we're saying he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, it's kind of insane.
I don't think it is.
He hasn't had a good year, though. Come on.
What does that mean? He hasn't had a good year. He won the Vezina Trophy.
No. I'm talking about this year. This year has not been good, and you know that.
It's not bad.
It's not good. It's not great, right? It's not Hall of Fame worthy. It's not. And it's like, would I like to see him do that? Yes, but give me 2 years ago the .935 save percentage. Let's see that.
He could get to that, though.
But I'm saying if he does that again, if they win a cup, it's a completely different story. But he has to do that.
But he's going to.
Why? I just still don't get why.
It's just like Juan Soto's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
But the thing is, he already did it for 5 years. Igor's done it for 2. I just don't get why everyone is just so sure. 15-year goalie with the Rangers, why is that? Why are we so sure about that? That's what I don't get.
Because that's what it looks like.
What do you mean that's what it looks like? How does it look like that, though, after 2 years? That's what I just don't get.
It's
not 5 years, not 10 years, not 7 years. It's 2. So why is that so? Like I said, it just seems like people are kind of like defensive, kind of like letting them off the hook a little bit.
Letting him off the hook for what?
Mediocre.
Any goaltender goes through some tough spots, dude.
But I mean, you don't think it's been like longer than just a tough spot?
No. Look at his. Come on, look at his numbers. This year, .904 save percentage, .279 goals against. Like that is above league average.
Right, but I mean, when we're talking about somebody as a Hall of Famer, it's not just about being slightly above league average.
Well, no, but when their off years are above league average, like that is indicative of a Hall of Famer. His ceiling is so much higher than what he's at right now, and this is a bad year for him.
But I guess what I would ask you, team success aside, and I guess, that changes a lot of things or whatever. You want to just assume in his career he'll win at least one Stanley Cup with the Rangers. In terms of like years, like 2 years ago, .935 save percentage. In your eyes, how many seasons close to that, in the neighborhood of that, over the rest of his career does he need to have to be a Hall of Famer?
within like leading the league in stats.
Okay, or having a save
Like-
percentage over 9-10. Like how many years of those does he need?
3 or 4 more, I guess, depending on the outcome of those seasons and what the rest of the league looks like.
Right, but I'm saying so that's a good amount of things that he needs to do. So it's just like,
I mean, yeah,
he's
he's 28 years old. I mean,
and I hope he does it. Like I said, I didn't like the way that he's really looked for the majority of this year. I know last couple starts have been good, but I hope that if he is going to be the starter by the time the postseason starts, that he plays like that, because that is a complete game changer for the Rangers. And I just feel like we haven't seen that guy. It's been like kind of like we've been think about it. I mean, every time it's in the back of our mind once the game starts. Is he going to give up 3 in the first?
maybe the back of your mind, but I don't know.
You've been tight with him too, though, Tony. You can't act like you haven't been this year. You've been frustrated.
Now,
with
of
him.
course, you're frustrated because he's not doing well. But to say that he's not going to be a Hall of Famer, that you're worried
I'm saying
about
he
him is
can't be.
ridiculous.
I'm not saying he can't be a Hall of Famer, but I'm just saying he's nowhere near a Hall of Famer right now.
And I'm saying that Juan Soto isn't near a Hall of Famer right now. Like, that's my point. If you're saying he's not, then Soto's not. It's just not. Again, Soto has a championship, but he's been bounced around different teams. And honestly, like Washington, like, give me a break, dude.
Yeah, dude, give me a break. Forget the World Series. Throw it out the window. Doesn't matter. I mean, come on. You can't say that.
I mean, obviously, he was a huge part of the year for them.
Yeah,
But I mean,
so why are you trying to downplay that? Oh, Washington. Like, why would it matter what team it's for? It's a championship.
it does matter a lot, dude. You know that obviously markets in New York are tougher than markets in Washington.
But I think that's just an excuse. If you're
It's
good,
not an
you're
excuse.
good.
It's a fucking fact.
No, I'm saying if you're a good player, you shouldn't play worse because you're in New York. That means you're a pussy. That's it. Like, there's no like.
Sure.
But I'm saying, so it's like we're talking about Hall of Fame players. It doesn't matter where they play. They're going to be great anywhere if they're actually great. If they're not, then they're not great.
Okay. No, I agree with that, yeah.
And
Juan Soto hasn't played in New York yet, so.
And then too, we're talking about, Igor save percentages, just looking around the league. Aiden Hill leading the league 929. Jonathan Quick 6th in the league 917. And Igor is 28th at 904.
And how many games does Aiden Hill have? He shares time with Thompson, I'm pretty sure.
22. But even if you want to talk about
And
guys,
then Quick is a backup
but
too,
if you want
like-
to talk about guys with 30 games played, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 guys that have played 30 games have a higher save percentage than Igor. And we're talking here that he's it hasn't been a good year.
That would be above league average.
But
And it hasn't been a good
I'm saying,
year.
especially if we're talking Hall of Fame for somebody, league average shouldn't be in the conversation. It should
Look
be
at
top
any
of the
Hall of
league.
Famer in any sport. They're going to have an off year.
Right, but I'm saying you don't think second half last year into the playoffs was off? Like, that's a long stretch of time. It's not like it was a couple games.
I guess
no?
so. He still had
So
great
then
numbers last season.
All of this year.
He still was a big reason why you're in the playoffs. You look at this year; he has an off year. He's a top. He's one of the favorites to get the Vezina Trophy still, and the Rangers are top to win the Cup. Like,
but you, in all seriousness, though, Tony, you going into the playoffs, you're telling me, like, no matter what the opponent is, what round of the playoffs, that you have the utmost confidence in Igor's starting, playing, whatever, over Quick, based on what we've seen this year.
I've been saying that, yes.
I mean, it's just it's unfortunate though, because it just seems like, we'll see how the rest of this year plays out, but it seems like, we're running a slight risk there. Unless rest of the season he's lights out, and I hope he is. It's just, you can't fault him for this. I know mini stretch, 4-0 last 4 starts, but over the course of a month, 2 months where he's dominant, it seems like it's been a couple years since we've seen that, where it's like he's getting shutouts left and right. Like, it's been a while since we've seen that, and I want to see that. So I hope we see that. We need that to win a Stanley Cup. We just haven't seen it this year or last year.
In the NHL, do cups not matter? Because it sounds like like winning a Stanley
Right.
Cup to get in the Hall of Fame isn't as big of a deal compared to like baseball or any other sport, based off the way you two are describing it.
I mean, it really depends. Again, you'll get someone like Henrik Lundqvist, who is certainly an outlier. He's never won the cup, but has been, top goaltender in the league for so long. I guess to answer your question, it doesn't matter as much, but it's circumstantial. I mean, it's so incredibly hard to win the Stanley Cup, especially to be, a great goaltender in the league, especially now, is really hard. So no, it doesn't matter as much, but obviously it helps.
Well, I was asking that because when I look at like resumes, if Soto's won, like the main goal that every player in each of their league like wants to do is win their championship.
Right.
Soto's already done that, and he's a multiple-time All-Star, and he has all these other accolades. And to my knowledge, Igor has 2 All-Stars, and he's won the goalie cup, which is what the most valuable goalie of the year. Like
basically
the MVP goalie.
Yeah.
So he has 1 MVP goalie, and he has 2 All-Star appearances. Like I'm trying to compare it to like leagues I watch, and it's like if he was a 2-time All-Star and like an All-NBA like center, that's I don't see that being a Hall of Fame player. But obviously, it sounds like since these cups and like don't matter as much, I guess the All-Star games and these like goalie MVPs matter a lot more.
Right. I mean, obviously it does. Just because, especially in hockey, there's so many different trophies they give out. And look at Alexander Ovechkin, and he's only won 1 cup. And before he won that cup, I mean, he's going to go into the Hall of Fame regardless.
Right.
Of winning
I mean, obviously all the goals he scored is a big part of it. Longevity.
I think a lot of it is longevity. It seems like most of it. And Igor seems like he's not going anywhere. And maybe you could argue the sample size is small, but I mean, out of those 3 years that he's had like kind of full seasons, he's been dominating. So
I think what it is, just from a perspective, like obviously there's a lot of Rangers fans, and some of them are here, on Sunday, that have been Rangers fans for 10, 15, 20 years or whatever, just at least till the start of Igor's career. So I think what it is and why everybody is so like hell-bent on that Igor's great, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, all of this is because of that 1 year, because it was shown one time. But I just think from somebody who's not married to Igor and would like to see him succeed, but if somebody else is going to be better, I'm all for it. I think that is a big part of it, just because the Rangers fans got a glimpse of that. So it's like we're set on, no, he's going to do that again. He's great. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, when the reality is he's got to show up. He's got to do it. He's got to perform. The story isn't written yet.
No, it's not. But again, you want to look at these seasons. He's filled the shoes of a goaltender who is going to be one of the top goaltenders to ever play the game. Like, he worked behind Lundqvist, he worked behind Georgiev even, and fought for that spot. Georgiev was here first before Igor.
Right.
He came in, he did the timeshare thing, he proved himself, he got the starting nod, he had a great first year as a rookie, and then he won this Vezina Trophy, his second kind of full season, his first real full season, I guess, as a starter.
Right.
Like, that's not a lot of goaltenders do that.
Yeah, I think it's just, obviously we're all part of like, what are you doing for me lately? And I just think,
but I think that's ridiculous.
Besides this 4-game stretch, if you go back middle half of last year, throughout the first round series against the Devils, all of this season, you expected better. Like you're saying, it's near league average, but I know you personally, Igor, for how much you believe in him, thinking he's a Hall of Famer, you're expecting better than 904. Like you're expecting 910, 915,
yeah, certainly.
920.
But
so
again,
it's below that.
Yes, it is. I mean, we've been saying he's having an off year.
Right.
But again, you're saying barring these last 4 games, I mean, look at how great he's been his last 4 starts.
I know, yes, you have to consider outside and sun, but I don't think that was a good performance. I mean, I guess you want to say third period overtime was a good performance.
Matthew Ryan calling me again.
What do you think? Is it not the time?
I mean, it's not really going to be pertinent to, I think, our conversation.
Let's wait till we go to NHL, because we got to talk about golf first.
I still haven't even talked about the Judge thing.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
First of all,
actually, sorry. I promise 5 straight minutes on Judge, but I just have to do this because Kev commented. I've been meaning to say this. And last time I'm going to say this, you got to relax, Kev. You have no leg to say, guy. You're first of all, you're talking Dallas Cowboys fans. A little different. Crazy. We won in 2009. Dallas won in 96? Big difference there, first of all. Second of all,
you're talking about it's been a while since the Yankees won a World Series. How long has it been since the Mets have won a World Series? Like, I'm telling you, you're going down the wrong path. There's nothing to talk about.
They've been at the World Series.
Nothing to talk about. So just want to get that out there. But go ahead, Judge, Toe. Give me the I'm trying to think of the right word. The doomsday theory on this. Please. Rest of his career, never the same. Please talk Mickey Mantle, the drain in the outfield. Let's hear that, Tony. Go ahead.
That wasn't that. First of all, Mets 61 season, that's ridiculous. If Vegas knows anything, by the way,
what is the total?
82 and a half.
That's the over-under?
That's the over-under, 82 and a half.
Okay, what's your prediction?
Honestly, seeing that from Vegas makes me feel pretty good. But I mean, if they perform well, again, like you look at what the spring training is looking like. Edwin Diaz they're pretty hot on him right now. They're pretty hot on Marte. They're saying he's fully healthy. And I mean, listen, if we get lucky, there seems to be a similar offense that, won 101 games 2 years ago. So I don't know. Let's say 90 wins.
All right. I'm going to say, honestly, yes, 60. Ridiculous. Could happen. But if I'm really trying to be accurate here, I would say 74 wins.
I mean,
what do you think, Domek?
I can see them being an 80-win team. I can see them going right around 500 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about
90 seems kind of crazy.
Yeah,
too.
no, I don't think 90.
I think 90 is more crazy than 60.
I think 80.
No, come on.
Yeah, I agree. I think 90 is definitely. I think 90 is crazier than 60.
And Minaya.
Right, but I mean, again, like if you get lucky and Sevy stays healthy and is good, maybe you grab Snell before the season starts.
Okay. Yes, if you grab Snell, Tony.
I mean, where's he going?
Situation.
Or even Monty.
It seems like he's coming to the Yankees.
Snell?
I mean, Monty. I mean, maybe he goes.
I would be happy to have Monty.
Yeah, I think that would be good for you. And then Matthew Ryan, Mets suck. Josh B, the Mets fan in you, it goes hand in hand. LMAO. So yeah, back to Doomsday, Judge, Mickey Mantle, drain.
I mean, I understand like this has been known, but are you still not worried about it?
No.
Aaron
How
Judge
could you not
is the
be
best
worried about
hitter
it, though? I've ever seen.
Right.
And if he needs to, whenever, just be a DH.
But
that's fine.
Wouldn't you have enjoyed him being a little bit more reassuring? Like a little bit? He sounded kind of worried to me about it.
It to me, that's not how it sounded.
Like, why couldn't it have been? It's not like, oh, we're gonna get through it. It's gonna be there forever. It's, oh, I feel great. Like, be more reassuring.
I think he was just being straightforward, and also at the same time, let's not act like he was saying that he's not expecting to have a good year, have a great rest of his Yankee career.
He didn't say that,
but I'm saying he didn't say that he's not expecting that.
Right.
So it's like, what are we saying here? I mean, it's just like breaking down a spring training press conference over something that happened last July is when the injury was.
I mean, it killed his season, don't you think?
Oh.
Yeah. Like he was out for a long time,
Right. But he came back, like I said, it was more sore then, went off August, September, had multiple 3 home run games.
You agree with the no surgery?
Yeah. Because I just honestly, if you just think about the way he handles himself, the way he plays the game, I think Aaron Judge gets a lot of stuff right. So I'm all on board with whatever he wants to do. He knows his body,
right?
And he's been a great player for us, and it's very refreshing. And you've seen this with Alonso. Maybe not to the level of Judge, but just when you develop somebody that's in your system and they succeed at the highest level, nothing better than that. That's always going to be your guy.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt that he makes good decisions. But I mean, I don't know, man, that Yankees medical staff has made some poor decisions in the past. So I mean, I guess we'll see. Apparently, no surgery because it could have caused more damage than good, I think is what the medical staff was saying.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's about this year. Last year doesn't matter. 2016 doesn't matter. 2018 doesn't matter. 2019 doesn't matter. 2017 doesn't matter. Right now it matters. So I'm going to focus on this year. And like I said, if there's some disaster this year, believe me, you're going to hear from me. Okay. And I'm not going to back down from that I didn't say these things. I did. I have the utmost confidence. And, I mean, maybe you could speak to Domek. I mean, don't you feel pretty good this year compared to how you felt? I don't know, the past 3-4 years going into a season?
Definitely. I feel like our team, I think our team's well rounded. I feel like the last couple of years, there's been spots that you could pick at where like there's like a glaring issue. I mean, I guess that for that, you could look at like our pitching, but I feel like our hitting, our lineup's gotten so much better and the pieces are so much better that it picks up for the pitching slack, where in previous years, our pitching has been, let's say, very good, but our lineup was so bad that like overall, we were definitely worse beforehand. But do you think if we have a disaster year, do you think we'll finally get like front office changes or not?
But I can't see it. I just, like I said, the 212 batting average, lower batting average than the A's. This is a completely different team. I think we're going to see them hit 30 points higher, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah.
I think that was a problem. And it went back to the season, that second half of the previous season. Where it's like, I have to listen on the radio to John Sterling. They just don't score. They don't get hits. They don't move runners over. All of that stuff. And it's like, I see a lot of contact. And I like the fact, too, that younger guys, I've been earning for this for a while, are going to play a big role. I know Dominguez not right away. Wells is going to be on this roster. Volpe is going to be playing every day. And I feel like that's things that people aren't thinking about. I mean, I really believe, I don't know about you, but I think Anthony Volpe, I think it was 209 last year's batting average. I think he's going to hit 250 this year. That's 40 points. That's a lot.
I could definitely see him doing that. I mean, it was his rookie year. I mean, give him some slack. Like first year in the league, 209. I mean, he could definitely hit that mark for sure. And I think with the team around him, I think also last year now that he's in his sophomore year, I feel like he doesn't, maybe because he won the Gold Glove, he has more pressure. But I feel like when I look at Volpe, now that I've seen him in for a year, I feel like he has a little bit of less pressure, because like when he first got there, I feel like all the fans are looking like he needs to come in and like do something right away. And now that we've seen what he can give us, and I feel like everyone, we want his batting average to be better, but everyone overall was content. So I feel like anything better than last year will be like, fans wise, will be like ecstatic about.
Yeah, because I think the home runs are going to be similar. Like we said, the batting average is going to be higher. I think the fielding will be great. And that's the thing, stolen bases, especially because you look at the Yankees, don't have really stolen base guys. I mean, I hope they, because they're just being different with focusing on batting average, contact and stuff. Send them and have them try to steal 50, 55 bases. There's no reason why they shouldn't attempt to do that. Last year was 24 steals or whatever it was. They should send them a lot more this year.
Yeah, no, we're going to be flying around to this year.
Makes me kind of worried that Josh is worried. Does he know something we don't know?
No, but since I've met Josh, it is tough, because I'm pretty sure it was during the midst of everything, like the downtrodden. Ever since then, he's been very like, and you get it, because he grew up, Wells' perfect game, that Yankee team, compared to what we were doing with last year. So of course he's gonna feel down about it. And you saw me last year. I mean, I was out of my mind last year. But I mean, when you change the roster, different team, different situation, all the stuff we talked about, I think there's a lot of things to like.
Do you think if the Yankees don't win a World Series, they're going to be changing in the front office?
I think it depends. And I think a stepping stone, and believe me, I do not want to get all the way there and then not win it. But that is something, because you think about it, they've been to the ALCS. I think it's 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, because 17, 19, and 21. Or no, was it 22? It was 22. Because last year, no playoffs, 23, 22, swept ALCS. So 3 times. But yeah, I think you had to start there. Like, I think there will be the changes, like wild card, losing the first round, then sweeping, I would expect. But if you're talking World Series, 7 games or something, I think then you've shown, okay, you've taken the next step. But listen, I mean, of course, you think about the Dodgers. If the Yankees are fortunate enough to make the World Series, that'll be a tough matchup. And of course, another round with the Astros. Yes, tough matchup. But again, I think our team's a lot different and we have more contact. And that is what has killed us in series with the Astros. Can't score, can't get hits. You can't do that stuff. And then another positive sign here is that we don't have to worry about Chapman closing out games against them, because that obviously killed us a bunch of times as well.
Yeah, certainly did.
So yeah, let's see what happens in we had Hot Take Johnny, a couple comments up, Don't Mac.
Hot Take Johnny.
Haven't heard from him in a while, so good to hear from him. Good morning, right there. Up a little bit.
We're,
2 up. Yeah, right there, that one.
This one? Oh, yeah, maybe, yep. Oh, good morning, gentlemen. Shout out the company of Jace. Big win for the Rangers last night. Even as a Mets fan, I don't like the news on Judge. Hate seeing a talent like him hurt a lot.
Right, but I mean, he's not hurt. I mean, he's just has something that's going to require some maintenance. But obviously, shout out to DTV as well.
Yep.
Great to hear from Hot Take Johnny. Yeah, like I said, if it's first month and injured list, yeah, different story. But that's not what's going on right now. So let's not react like that. And I feel like that's what Dan and Dave were guilty of this morning. Before we move along, Tony, any other baseball things? Mets, anything?
No, like I said, Diaz is looking really good. He threw some BP yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So they seem to be pretty happy about that, which is great. And Alonso's hitting well, so we're expecting.
You've seen some video?
Yeah, bombing.
If he stays with the Mets full season, what are you expecting?
A year that would allow him to stay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, batting average, the lowest, I'm thinking like 265, significantly upgrading from his 218, maybe 215, 211 even.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's go like 37 home runs.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Like,
and then also you mentioned Snell, Monty.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to it, are you expecting them to still sign a free agent or no? Is that your expectation?
Am I expecting the Mets to sign another guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that there still is like a lot of players out there, so maybe the Mets are kind of taking like this. Let's wait and kind of see, maybe swoop in last minute and see what goes on. I mean, it is crazy, like pretty crazy that there are some big names still out there. So
yeah,
I mean, they got to go somewhere, right?
Right. So be interesting for sure. And Matthew Ryan getting riled. Tony, why don't you worry about the loser Mets? Diaz is overrated. And then Kev says, what will the excuse be when Judge get hurt this year? What's going to be the excuse when the Mets finish last, Kev? So
they're not going to finish last.
Anyway, I think that's a good stopping point for baseball here.
That's ridiculous. They put something in your Starbucks today, right? Which Starbucks? I don't know. Who are the pricing in the Starbucks? I don't know.
No, it's
crazy, man. Over here.
I was passing by it. I had my laptop with me, and I wanted to like send out a quote. So just time-wise, it made sense to just send it out there, get your coffee, get a better coffee.
Yeah, would that run you like $7?
No, for like $5. Basically.
$5.
Americano, ice Americano, whatever. Obviously, got beat over the head for it. What do you want me to say? And then Hot Take Johnny, interesting. Diaz is overrated. Oh, okay. I thought he was actually being serious. Diaz is overrated. Sure, okay. One thing I would say on that, there's got to be like a little like, okay.
I mean, he's got to have another career year right now. Like,
I mean, no, I'm saying like coming off the injury.
Yeah.
Obviously, great year before. So, I mean, obviously, you just need, you want to see a good first month. That's all I'm saying. Like, if he's implodes first month, then you might have a little concern. But obviously, you're going to go off the last time you saw him. He was lights out. And he's a guy, I would say, if you think about Mets too, that come in, terrible tenure originally. I mean, I don't know if anybody's turned it around more than him.
I know, but
that year was so bad. Every single time he's in, walk through and homer.
Literally. But then, his last year.
It was legendary. But then he got a little carried away with the trumpets, and
I don't think they were getting carried away with the trumpets. Trumpets were justified.
You think there's going to be a lot of trumpet debate this year on the Sports Report? You think that's going to be back in full force? I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's going to be closing games, so they're going to be playing the trumpets. He has to be good. He honestly, that's probably the most like nervous thing I'm about for the Mets this year.
Yeah. And Kev says, first, you don't hear me talking shit about the Mets. Well, yeah, because there's nothing to talk shit about. I mean, you have a bad team. What are you going to say? And then Boogie Coffee's for a Boogie baseball team. I mean, I think
Bougie,
the price is bad. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the price is bad. Coffee's good. And then Josh B getting a kick. Matthew Ryan, he's a joke, bad fluke year. Garbage closure, big fluke. And then Robert Parker. No, Matthew Ryan. Remember him pointing up? It was a pop-up and then ended up being a homer. That was embarrassing. That was Diaz?
That was Diaz.
Okay. Mets equal garbage, Tony. One more from Matthew Ryan, who loves attacking Tony like he's Tatum and Michael Butka. All right, so we got the Vedanta Open starting tomorrow. Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Great place. Visited it once. And we talked the town, city, whatever. I think temperatures should be in the 80s last time I checked. But of course, with some big events coming up, obviously Bay Hill and the Players coming off some big events, obviously last week at Riviera. A lot of guys sitting this one out. So we'll get to who is in the field. And we kind of talked about this earlier in the week. But of course, Tony Finau looking good to go back-to-back here. You got Nikolai Hogard, who's cashed his last 13 events. You got Thorben Olsen. You got Emiliano Grillo. You got Steven Yeager. You got Maverick McNeely. You got Mark Hubbard. You got Thomas Dietrich, who I, kind of made a pick earlier in the week, thinking that he might win this. Eric Van Rooyen, Keith Mitchell, Brandon Wu, Patrick Rogers, Davis Thompson, Andrew Novak, Jorge Campanillo. And then, of course, like I mentioned earlier this week, we do have Charlie Hoffman in this field as well. So a lot of guys that are kind of the middle, lower, near 100 level ranking wise and past that. So there's opportunity here really for everybody in this tournament. And you just look about scoring here, definitely trending on the higher end. The only thing is this is only the third time the Mexico Open has been hosted at Vidanta Vallarta. Last year, Finau 24 under, 3 strokes over Rahm. Year before that, Rahm 17 under, 1 stroke over Finau. So you do the average there. I mean, you're looking at a little over 20 under par, which is pretty good. Different course, going back a little bit here, 2021, Ortiz 23 under, Nesbitt, and nothing in 2020, Nesbitt 17 under, 2019, 2018, Smotherman 18 under. And those Nesbitt tournaments were in Tijuana. Drew Nesbitt. I think also a big thing you have to look at too, this has only been officially on the PGA Tour as an official event since 2022. So you didn't have really a lot of like American golfers or guys on the PGA Tour playing, which I think is a big deal. One thing I wanted to pull up too, because we usually do power rankings, but just the actual odds here to win the Mexico.
I got a few.
I think Tony.
Oh, you got it up there?
Yep.
Here you go, Thomas.
Is that in order?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 8-1 on Finau, 16-1 on Hogard, Yeager 22-1, Grillo 22-1, Pendrith 25-1, Keith Mitchell 25-1, Dietrich 25-1 is interesting. Olsen 33-1, Rogers 33-1, Van Rooyen, Thompson all 33-1. And go up to the top here. You could search, right? See what Hoffman's odds are.
2 Fs?
Yeah. Okay. So 66-1. I mean,
pretty solid.
Why not?
Throw a couple shekels up there.
There we
Could be
go.
a nice payday.
So definitely interesting. Definitely a wide open field. But let's make some picks here. I know it's not the easiest task in the world, but we'll start with Tony. Who are you thinking to win this?
How do I not pick Finau to go back to back?
Really?
Honestly, dude, and you were Tony Finau last night when we played in PGA. So I thought that would be very nice. You mentioned one last year, 24 under. Year before that, second place under Rahm, and I think 17 under maybe. But I'm going to say Finau wins this one 19 under.
19 under.
19 under.
Wow.
There we go.
All right. So Finau for Tony. And then I guess while you're on the mic here, Sleeper.
I was gonna go Ashke, to be honest.
I didn't even know he was in this tournament.
He's not in this tournament, dude. I know, dude. I was like, this might be a good time for him. Because I think he was top 10 in this tournament last year.
Oh, that's interesting.
But get ready for this. I'm gonna pick Andrew Novak, 28-year-old out of North Carolina. Been on the tour for 7-ish years now. Made his only one top 10 finish last week at Waste Management.
Or not last week, but 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, right. 8th, I believe he placed. So, maybe he's hot right now. Let's go, dude.
All right.
80-1 on him, by the way.
And Dietrich was 25-1 odds, right?
Oh,
it's right there. Go down a little bit. 25-1. I'm gonna go with Dietrich. Honestly, I might put like a couple shekels up there. 25-1. You get some pretty good odds there. And then also Hoffman. Honestly, Hoffman will be my sleeper at 66 to 1. So listen, I mean, I know this isn't, an elevated event or anything, full field, this, that. But I think, it'll be kind of, it's a nice course there. It'll be nice to have good weather. I know that's been kind of up in the air. I know Riviera was pretty good last week, but this is the first time really since Hawaii where, the weather for the entire tournament, is going to be good. So just wanted to also give you TV coverage here. So Golf Channel, Thursday and Friday, 4 to 7. Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 3 on golf. NBC 3 to 6. Saturday and Sunday, and then PGA Tour Live starting tomorrow, 9:15 to 7. And the same hours Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, 8:30 to 6 p.m. So a lot of coverage. And I think we're going to see some good golf despite, some of the big names not in the tournament. And I'm not sure if Matthew Ryan is talking about for the Masters or he meant for this tournament, but John Rahm, who he spelled his name wrong, is not in the field, being that he's, on the Live Tour, Matthew.
Typical Devils fan,
And then Robert Parker says, you guys talk a good amount of golf. Where do you rank it in your favorite list of sports? So that's interesting. And I'm guessing he's talking professional golf, not like us playing golf.
Oh, yeah.
I would think anyway.
Like to watch.
Let's see here. So baseball's number 1 for me. Then I would say football number 2, hockey number 3. So yeah, I guess. Or you know what? I'm going to say it's a dead heat for me in third with hockey. I would say that. Yeah. Because and especially when it's major championship golf, big tournaments, I would say it's neck and neck for me. So that I would say tied for third for me. What about you, Tony?
I would say also tied for third with me, but with football.
Okay, so you're hockey won, baseball 2, or baseball 1, hockey 2?
Hockey 1.
Interesting though. But is there a chance? I know, maybe as you would say, I'm searching for it. Mets though, just let's say they win a title next couple of years. You think that'll change? Will that re-energize you?
I mean, it's a 1A, 1B for me. We're talking just in general, like a sport to watch.
Percentage points.
Like 51-49.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's very, very small margin.
Very small margin.
Got you. And then tied for third, football, golf.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Domek?
I got basketball's probably 1 for me, and then
basketball unranked for me.
Dude, basketball for me is 1.
Wow. Good for you.
I think I'd put baseball used to be 2. But now with football, I don't know. I put football at 2. I've been liking football more and more as I've been more and more watch it just more closely, because I used to not watch it that closely, but now I kind of follow it more. And then baseball 3, just because baseball, the season gets so long, I kind of get bored of it. Like middle of the year, I kind of get lost. I keep forgetting that I'm like, oh, the Yankees are playing this and that. And then 3, I'd probably put, or 4, I'd probably put golf, and then 5, I'd probably put hockey.
Okay. And then same kind of question for you with baseball, Yankees in the World Series this year. Do you think that changes your pecking order with baseball?
Yeah. If the Yankees go to the World Series and keep the same team and even run it back next year, they're probably 2 for sure. Definitely 2. 110% 2.
Good stuff. And then Matthew Ryan says, tell me when I can call in to correct Tony about the Rangers Mets. We'll let you know. Tony will let you know, right?
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
And then last thing here before we move to NHL, Hot Take Johnny. If you were offered an all expenses paid trip to any one individual sports event, what would it be? So there's a couple parts to this, but Yankees World Series, hands down, would be number 1. But I would say the second experience would probably be, and I know this is crazy because you think about how sick it would be to go to the Super Bowl, but I would say the Masters.
Yeah, Matt Ryan called me right now.
Would be number 2.
You want to give him 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Or you don't want to give it to him?
Yeah, give him 90 seconds.
I'm not producing the show today, so. I'll just put him on speaker because I'm over here. All right, Matt Ryan, you're live on the Sports Report. What's up, dude?
So how about So you
keep it quick.
To hockey, you think Igor Shesterkin is a good goalie? He's like trash.
He's not trash.
I mean, I listen. You've heard me. I'm skeptical of Igor, Matthew, but he is better than that trash Vichek, Vanacek.
How is he trash?
And
How is he
Nico
trash?
Dawes. I mean, he's better than those guys.
How is he trash?
But whoa! But you don't think he's better than those guys?
Let's see. Every time he's in,
Wait, what about the question about the Devils goalies, though?
Easily.
How do you feel about Nico Dawes?
Yeah, Nico Dawes and
Vitek Vanacek.
Is Vanacek going to win the Vezina this year?
What do they got there in Jersey?
They got trash too, but
okay.
Igor's not trash.
We're still the Rangers' daddy.
No, you're not. What are you talking about?
We are.
Devils
I
suck,
say-
dude. They
I
can't even
say-
stay healthy.
We got to go to the game on Thursday. Let's go. Whatever. If you have something going on, clear the schedule.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, let's go.
Sure, dude, let's go. Let's go. You gonna be there, Matthew?
I'm not. I have work.
Oh.
Just take off.
But how about?
You don't want to go watch the Devils lose, dude?
Dude, Devils always
Dude.
win. Okay.
No, they're not.
They're gonna win pretty handily. It's gonna be 4-0, just like
Well,
like Game
4-0.
7.
All right, real quick, what else you got before I hang up?
Oh, the Mets. Why do you think Edwin Diaz is going to be a good closer? Look at his all-time career record as a closer. He sucks. A fluke year, complete garbage. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't call 2 years ago a fluke year.
And
I
he
mean,
was good in Seattle.
He was phenomenal all season long.
Yeah, and he was
for the Mets. He was great. He was great in Seattle. And again, you want to talk about the changing of the markets, the trouble he went through. Of course, any good, player will go through ups and downs.
the Mets. They haven't signed anybody. Nobody gets signed.
What about Sevy?
Washed up Severino. Washed up Sevy.
I mean, you would know.
Washed.
No, I agree. They're taking a chance, but there is a chance, Ryan, and that's all you need.
Overrated.
Who?
Overrated. Pete Alonso.
I think he's properly rated right now. If you ask me.
He's
Big year for him though. He's got to get the average up this year. I think everybody can agree there.
And he will.
His average is they're gonna be lucky if they win 60 games.
No, all right, that's it. That's it right there. Yeah, that is Matthew Ryan.
Let's
Just
go
like that.
to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's a middle quick. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me? Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pasternak.
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
Quick before we get into Rangers 3-1, just same question for you guys that Hot Take Johnny asked about going to the sporting event. What do you have top of your list?
What is
And
it?
all expenses paid, trip to any sporting event. What is it?
So
and
like,
you could go specific with the team like me if you want.
so it could be like Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I would want to go to the Cup Finals.
But would
definitely.
it have to be the Rangers, or it wouldn't matter? That's going to be number one over everything.
I would say like the Cup Final without my team will trump any other
Even Mets World Series.
Championship game that's not with my teams.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
gotcha,
but if
gotcha.
I'm going Cup no teams or World Series with the Mets, obviously I'm going to
go
go
to the Mets.
World
Okay,
Series Mets.
gotcha.
But obviously, Cup Final. I mean, it has to be one game we're going. I can't go the whole series.
Yeah, no, it's series.
The whole
Wait,
series.
Yeah, it's for the sports that are serious.
Let's go. Do I want the whole series? Give me Rangers Edmonton.
And I'm guessing
Cup final.
Domac's saying the finals, NBA finals.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, give me if
That's a shame.
What
Boston,
a waste, right?
if
Yeah.
Boston, dude, if the Boston Celtics are in the finals, that place is rocking.
Yeah.
I don't care. I know there's not as many people.
I always
It is,
forget you're a Celtics fan.
dude, it is
Yeah, I
pumped
actually
in
forgot
there.
too.
That's
It is.
crazy.
It is actually
Obviously,
insane when you go to any playoff game. It's crazy in
They
there.
do
And
have
the
a
finals,
rich history,
oh my god!
obviously.
And if it was, oh my
But-
god!
but
oh my
I
God,
know
dude.
me and Tony are very slanted with this because we're just like, fuck the NBA. But the stuff with like the defense, the All-Star game, the sitting out, the 3-pointers, like none of that stuff bothers you.
But I mean, yeah, but that's what we're talking about. In the finals,
but I'm saying,
in the
it seems like
finals.
you're, but I know that. But I'm saying obviously that's part of it. I'm just saying like because you said NBA is your number one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that doesn't like bother you at all.
No, because like I love Steph Curry. I think like he is insane. And Michael's staring at me.
Besides a couple years ago in the finals.
Yeah, besides when he faded away in the finals when they were up 3-1. And in game 7, I had like 17 points going into like the last minute. But yeah, the defense has been worse. And I will say the regular season is my favorite sport because when the games are close and like the in-season tournament, like those games are sick. But if I want to go like any like just flip on a regular season game, yeah, they do kind of suck. But the only reason they stay entertaining is because, yeah, the defense is a little bad, but the offense sometimes, depending on who you watch, is so crazy to watch. Like if you throw on like even just a Mavs game, like watching Luka just play is just so crazy to me that I would keep watching. But yes, the defense is definitely an issue. It pisses me off. The All-Star game pisses me off. I hate how they don't play defense. And I hate how not only do they not play defense, but then people will be like, why do you not play defense? And then they'll go, oh, we don't want to play defense. Like we don't look at this game as an important game. Like it's almost like a slap in the face to the fans.
I'm just saying that.
Like it's so stressful.
Never, dude.
Especially in a Russian league. You might
are
not
you
wake up the next
kidding
morning.
me, dude? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And the thing that pisses me off about it, because I've always loved playing basketball, always really enjoyed watching the NBA playoffs and even regular season games, is it seems like it should be so fixable, but because of egos, it's not.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding? Like it's a pathetic joke that these players, and they make comments about, the All-Star game should be better, defense should be better, but then they don't do anything.
Right.
It's like, what the hell is that? Then you get all these contracts,
I don't
and how a bench player makes $20 million.
Yeah.
And then like he's not even trying. Like what?
They get paid so much and they do nothing half the time in the regular season.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unbelievable. So from a struggling sport to a great sport, Tony. 3-1 last night, Rangers. We watched
Thank
it
God.
in its entirety. There were some questions, would Igor get the start? He did. And yes, I can acknowledge he had a great game, Tony.
He had a phenomenal game, dude.
But obviously tight most of the way. Empty netter by Trocheck late, right? Kind of separated things. But what did you see out there, Tony?
So obviously, you want to talk about Igor. He really stepped up, dude. I mean, he was a big reason why they won this game. Had some crazy glove saves, and of course, people talked about him, getting beat on his glove side so many times this season. I think people forget too the reason why Igor was struggling, or at least one of the reasons why. He was injured he was out for a little while. Like he was clearly dealing with an ailment, Michael. So people forget, it's not like, oh, he's just bad. Like, oh, he's dealing with an injury. Which is, again, like that happens to players. They have to get through that. And it seems like he is. And also, I can't not mention too, I think he was a little mishandled going into the Stadium Series game. I think, Laviolette has been doing such a great job at holding players accountable, and you love to see it. But, much like you, Brian, right? He hasn't been here for the come up of Igor.
Right.
He's been with the team since 2014. He has made a name for himself with this team. And yes, if you're a coach and you see how good Jonathan Quick is doing, you're going to want to use him. He's winning you games. But I don't know. Igor is going to be your starting goalie come playoff time. He is going to be a legendary player, go on to have a long career. There's nothing that hasn't been indicative of anything otherwise in that.
Now about the playoffs,
right?
Is there like rest of the games moving forward? Is there like a barometer that he needs to meet, or is it like literally if and I hope this isn't the case, but rest of the season his save percentage was .890? You think without question, game 1, first round, he's the starting goalie?
I mean, obviously that's tough. If he's not playing well, it's not without question. It's let's see what Quick is looking like.
So he kind of does have to earn it down the stretch, in a sense.
No, of course. I mean, any player does,
Right.
like. But I'm telling you, like, he is going to be earning it. There is no like.
Well, because I feel like though it is different when a goalie versus like a wing or something. Because like let's say Mika rest of the year only scores like 2 goals, like he's going to be playing all the time in the playoffs regardless. But I just feel like it's different if you're a goalie, you're getting blitzed, then you're going to be on the bench.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, yeah, it is a little bit different. You have some more room to play, and again, it is tougher for for goaltenders too, because there's always one other guy who is like normally backup goaltenders aren't like they're not like way worse than you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's worthy enough to be a starter here. So, obviously, like I said, Igor has to earn it, but I'm fully expecting him to. What do you have? 41 saves last night.
I mean,
right?
even though it wasn't a shutout, I mean, was that his best game of the season?
Easily.
That many saves?
I think so. That many saves. I think against Calgary, he had like maybe 27.
Yeah.
And the chances that he had to stop were absolutely unbelievable.
Every time we looked up, the Stars announcer, oh, what a save!
Literally, I can't believe that didn't go in.
Yeah,
So hilarious, dude. Every time he was flashing the glove, using his stick, playing the puck out really well too. I mean, he was looking confident too. You saw it, towards the end of the game when they pulled the goalie. I mean, he was looking for that empty netter goal.
Right.
Like Igor wants to prove himself, dude. He has the drive. He still does a great job of playing the puck too, like off of saves, like keeping the Rangers offense going. He was literally one of the biggest reasons why they won last night, because there was a few wide open nets that it was like, holy cow, like how did he make that save? 976 save percentage. And again, you'll get these stats too. I mean, the good thing about hockey, I guess, in terms of stats, I mean, it does take like just, any good streak to really bolster your numbers, I mean, he could end up, the rest of the season, if he plays like this, I mean, he could end up still with the best stats in the league. So you really never know in terms of, how the year is going to end up. But looking offensively at this game here, the Rangers obviously got outshot by Dallas. Dallas is a very good team, great offense. They're one of those teams too that, have a good mix of veterans and young talent. You have Roop Hintz, obviously Jason Robertson, we know, Pavelski, Sagan. I mean, it's a really like star-studded cast of players here, no pun intended. But the Rangers did a pretty good job on the PK. I mean, the Stars were 1 for 4. Obviously a lot of chances, more so than I would like. But the Rangers still had 22 blocked shots. So Lindgren in there, Fox, Miller, Trocheck, a lot of guys blocking shots for Igor. Love to see that. I would have liked to see the Rangers get some more offense, but the offense they did have, I mean, Kakko's wrister was so smooth.
That was a really good shot.
Great shot, great feed, I think, too, by Panarin. So I don't know. I thought it was a great job all around by the Rangers. Stars are going to be one of the top teams coming out of the West here. And it's great that Igor saw them because, he may be seeing them again in the playoffs. And Foxy's goal was cool too. We were literally just talking about him when he scored.
Right.
I mean, he does what he does best, and he gets aggressive as a defender, comes down from the blue line, and again, a great feed from Panarin. Absolutely rips one past Wedgwood, who also played out of his mind last night too. I think most other goaltenders in the league, I mean, this could have been like a 5-goal game by the Rangers.
Right.
And even that goal against Fox, he kind of misplayed a puck and was out of position, and let up that first goal of the game, which kind of really started to change momentum. And of course, Kakko scored next. So, Rangers were up to nothing. They had all the momentum the entire time because of Igor was making crazy saves. So you love this. You love to see it. The Stars in the back-to-back too. Again, you can say all Stars back-to-back, but I mean, hey, they're professionals, and their goaltender, their backup did exactly what they wanted him to.
Right.
Which was play one hell of a game.
Right. And I mean, to beat them, you had to hold them to 2 or less. So that's not an easy task. Doesn't matter if they're playing a back-to-back.
Exactly. So love it.
And what do you think? It's hard not to think ahead. Like, of course, the season the Rangers are having 8 wins in a row. Really, it's been tremendous. But to the playoffs, you can think back to recent years where they haven't gotten the job done. Would you say that it's really been because of scoring? Like they've just struggled to score when it's come playoff time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at last season. Like your top guys, Panarin's, Benajad, I mean, Kreider even were were really nowhere to be found in terms of that scoring ability. And listen, when you get to the playoffs, it's really a whole different animal. That's why people always say like hockey playoffs is like nothing other, because teams, the way they play, the way they match up, it's entirely different. You're not playing for a long season. You're playing for a 7-game series.
So balls to the wall. You're playing with broken bones.
Literally.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, coaches are making, like, that's where coaches shine.
Right.
In terms of adjustments.
That,
Like that, it's huge how good coaching can get you through the playoffs. And we didn't have that last season. You heard Such talk about it on Monday. No adjustments Glant were making. He was trying to do some line changes here and there, but I mean, nothing significant, so it made it really hard for the Rangers to succeed. I mean, they did, they took it as far, as they could, I guess. But I mean, it's a whole new animal, I think, for the Rangers this year. And again, like, the Rangers have this good of a record, this good of a roster, and we haven't even added anything yet. Like,
and I was actually going to ask you that. So do you think, for us to give us the best chance to win the Stanley Cup, is it like imperative they have to add multiple players in order to do that in your eyes?
I mean, it has to be one. That's what's
imperative.
imperative.
It has to be one.
Has
like
to be one
solid player, not
one significant
like Phil
name.
Kessel.
Can't be Phil Kessel.
Yeah,
should not be Phil Kessel. Maybe next year we can invite him, to Hartford. But we're not a Phil Kessel away from winning the cup. Although it would be cool, sure, to have him on the team.
I mean, honestly, I would send him to Hartford. Why not?
I would too, dude. Yeah.
It could honestly help mentor the younger players. In all seriousness, down there.
Yeah, teach him how to drink.
Hot Take Johnny says the Rangers in the past have relied so heavily on the power play to score. I think in the playoffs you'll face teams that are better on the PK, so that hurts their goal scoring. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. Obviously, this year, recently anyway,
they've
power
been
play
terrible on the power play. So,
but it is going to be interesting too. I mean, obviously, Artie's led the way this year in terms of scoring. Your vision, things going right for the Rangers. Do you think it'll be him, leading the way, or do you think it's going to be the big three, him, Zibanejad, Kreider, kind of carrying the load spread out amongst themselves?
Yeah, I think it's going to be spread out. I don't think any one player will be the outlier in terms of scoring. Again, maybe it'll be a Panarin hat trick in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, this team does so good in being selfless. They're always looking for the extra pass, the open net. So yeah, I would think it's
Matthew Ryan hitting the bottle early, saying overall their team to have a chance. Great regular season team, awful playoff team, clear out the losers.
Wow.
And I think he's having amnesia about how the Devils have been since they won the Stanley Cup. Haven't been too many playoff appearances.
Yeah, I mean, Devils kind of blew it last year.
Yeah, exactly. So you got us in the first round. I think I might have said this week, but enjoy that one. Watch it in replay.
Yeah, there's no way
it's not happening again.
I think they won last night, right? The Devils.
Yeah, and I was actually going to ask you if you could just give me some assistance pick wise. When you're ready.
Yes.
All right. So Rangers in the under, that's 2, right?
Rangers in the under,
Golden Knights in the under.
Oh wow, we're all over the place. Golden Knights and the under 0.
Panthers in the over.
This for me or you?
Me.
Panthers and the over 1. That's 3.
Islanders in the over. That's 5, right?
Yeah, 2. It's 5.
Islanders finally solved the woes in OT.
Finally.
Capitals in over.
2. It's 7.
Jets in the under.
1. That's 8.
Avalanche in the over.
1. That's 9.
And then Blue Jackets in the over 0.
Over under was 6.5, right?
Yeah, it's a 0. Right? All right, so
9.
So that brings me to 168, which is what you had going into these picks, and I'm going to list yours off in a second here. All right, so for you, Rangers in the under.
2.
Golden Knights in the under.
0.
Panthers in the over.
Panthers in the over. 1. That's 3.
Penguins in the over.
1. That's 4.
Devils in the over.
1. That's 5.
Jets in the under.
1. That's 6.
Canucks in the under.
1. That's 7.
Kings in the under.
1. That's 8.
8. Okay, so that means that you have 176.
So I'm up 8.
So
am I wrong? Could we talk about the comeback you made? Weren't you
I
down
was down
30?
Yeah,
was
down
down
20. Yeah, 21 maybe.
Dude.
21.
All right.
So, but unfortunately, I mean, 3 nights of picks left. I mean, it's still going to be tough, but
A lot of picks.
you never know.
Yeah.
And speaking of picks, it is time for the hockey frenzy.
All right. It is Wednesday, February 21st, hump day in the National Hockey League here. And we're starting off in Canada. I got about 6 games on the slate here. Never mind, only 5. Brian trying to make up some more ground here. We have the Canadiens taking on Buffalo in Montreal. Montreal plus money at home. I actually can't believe that. They're plus 125 here, which is pretty interesting. Talk about a few shekels. Oh no, off my spot. Sorry. Blowing it. Oh no.
Come on, Tony.
Sorry, it's the iPad. It's ESPN.com.
I mean, I could jump in there.
Over under 6.5. What do you think here, Brian?
Canadians in the under. I know the Canadians have struggled. Really? Both teams are mid. We know it. Both actually 3 under 500. Montreal 8 overtime losses. Buffalo only 4. Canadians up in the season series 2-1. So a win tonight will clinch the season series. So yeah, I think they're due to play a better game. And I think they take care of business easily, defeating Buffalo here. I'm going to say 3-1. So the Canadians and the under.
I do agree here. Buffalo has been kind of under, I guess, performing this season in my eyes. Anyway, the Canadiens, St. Louis. I mean, they have talent. Talent can win. And the fact that they're plus money here at home, I mean, I would say a great job to put a couple shekels up there, dude. It's going to be Canadiens, and I'm going to take the under as well. But next game up here, we're going to go to Chicago. The Blackhawks plus 195 here at home against the Flyers. Over under at 5.5. Expecting not a lot of scoring here from both games. Teams here, Blackhawks have won 1 of their last 5 games against Ottawa. It was a 3-2 victory. The Flyers on a 2-game losing streak. Other than that, though, have won 3 out of the last 5 games here. Tough pick, honestly. Brian, what do you think? Upset?
No. I know I've gotten riled, for the Blackhawks, but Bedard, I think will have a goal, but I think Philly, Torts has done a good job all year, 5 goals, so 5-1, which would be the Flyers and the over.
Flyers and the over. I'll go Flyers. Again, I mean, how are you going to go the Blackhawks here? There's no way. Sam Ersson has been absolutely killing it. And you'll get the last 5 games by the Flyers here, scoring 3, 5, 4. They have been scoring a lot, even in their losses. So I would say give me Flyers and the over as well. I think Blackhawks, no goals. Flyers, 6-0.
Wow.
Next game up here. Yeah, the over. Yeah. We have the Oilers hosting the Bruins. Evander Kane coming off a hot 2-goal game. For the Oilers here, but we know the Bruins are kind of reaching their way back here. 33, 12, and 11 on the road here. They are 15, 5, and 6. The Oilers are with a good home record, and we know here that the Oilers are going to be favored at minus 135 here. Anytime you get the Bruins plus money, I would take it over-under at 6.5. Expect high scoring. Bruins, by the way, just got their first win after dropping 4 in a row. What do you think here?
Right. So why are we talking about taking them with plus money on the road? Yeah, give me the Oilers. I think I'm telling you, I know Riley's kind of doing a little acting job, but I think he's honestly more nervous than he lets on. I think there's been some bad losses. Has to remind him of the first round of the playoffs last year. Edmonton, I think, has proven this year, that they're the better team. So I think their offense gets the job done. Give me the Oilers 6-3. And just for Josh B, the old McDavid hat trick.
Oilers and the over.
Tony's going to say Bruins and the over.
I'm going to say Bruins and the under.
Oh, the under.
Dude,
okay.
I think defense of the Bruins will win this game. They have solid defense. They can shut down Edmonton. They also have great goaltending. And you never know. Oilers, Skinner could have the goaltending as well. So I'm going to take the under
Better
here.
numbers than Igor this year.
Stop it, dude. He's not a better goaltender. That's ridiculous,
what I'm saying? He does have better stats, though.
Doesn't
I'm not saying
matter,
he hasn't earned it
dude.
yet. I'll give you that. But this year, sample size has outperformed.
Oilers are going to be at home when the Rangers are in the Cup final. Give me the
Why can't we
Bruins
play them?
winning this game here. So the Bruins in the under, so the Bruins win, I don't know, 3-2, let's say.
To show McDavid what it's like to play against a championship team. Why not?
Next game up, we're going to be in Arizona. The Maple Leafs taking on the Coyotes. Toronto, minus 185 here on the road. Coyotes, plus 155. Over under at 6.5. Vegas probably thinks that Maple Leafs will score 7 goals here. Coyotes haven't won a game in freaking 3 weeks. Maple Leafs 4-game win streak here. What do you think?
Yeah, it's been over for a little bit now for me. The love affair with the Arizona Coyotes. Connor Ingram was their hope. Their hope is gone. What are they? 5 games under 500 at this point. So Maple Leafs easily here. Austin Matthews, we'll say 2 goals and assists. I want to give out too many hat tricks today. But like you said about them doing all the scoring, 6-1.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, honestly. The Maple Leafs, I mean, they're going to be doing all the scoring. You want the Maple Leafs in the over. It's the first time these two teams are facing each other too this season. Look at the way, I mean, the Coyotes are just giving up so many goals. Yeah, give the Maple Leafs in the over. Let's go chalk, whatever, dude. Next game, moving on. We're in Anaheim, baby. California, the Ducks taking on the Blue Jackets, dude. Pretty interesting game here. Anaheim, for the first time in a while, are going to be home favorites, I feel. Minus 115. We know about the Blue Jackets, whatever. Both teams kind of suck. Somewhat similar records, so it could be kind of a toss-up here, Michael. But Brian, what do you think? You're over under 6.5?
Ducks in the under. Listen, neither team has performed well this year, but finally some momentum for Anaheim. Winners of 2 out of 3. Been a while since these teams played all the way back on October 24th. Ducks won 3-2-2. So I'm going to say Ducks will win this game 3-2. So Ducks in the under.
I think I'm going to go Blue Jackets and the over. I just think both these teams could be letting up a lot of goals. Thank you, Michael. Both these teams would be letting up a lot of goals, lack of defense. And I want to say, I mean, the Blue Jackets have to win some games,
They've won, I think, 2
17
or 3 out of their
games,
last
but
5.
I've never picked them to,
And they've
won.
Yeah.
Tonight's the night, Brian. Let's go. Justin Danforth with 2 goals and an assist. He says, shoe hockey. I played college hockey. Bang.
Let's go. And that is your hockey frenzy.
Bang.
So decent slate, but obviously, there's some anticipation for the Devil game at the Rock tomorrow.
Yes, that's true, dude. How do you think Igor's going to do?
Quick will play.
You think Quick will play?
It's been a week since he's played. He's going to play.
I don't think he should. I think that's so stupid.
But not what he should. What do you think will happen?
I think Igor's going to play.
Really?
Yeah, he should. I mean, let's go. Like, this is your Eastern Conference rival here.
3 starts in a row?
It would be.
No, I think it would be 4, right? Because Stadium Series.
No, because Stadium
Quick,
was Montreal.
Gotcha. Quick had
Montreal.
Okay. But yeah, I just I think we're gonna kick the Devil's ass regardless.
I think so too. Matt Ryan's gonna be crying the next day.
And do you think
So will
this will
Michael.
be a high scoring game for the Rangers? Given
Rangers?
the woes of the Devils defense.
Yeah, Nico Dawes has been playing well, I guess, as of
Last
recently.
game he didn't, right? Didn't he give up 6 goals last time out?
Did he?
Thought so.
Double check. I thought he did pretty well. Let's see.
Almost positive.
He did. Oh, that's right. The Capitals. That was
Yeah.
it was last night. So yeah, sure. Why not, dude?
Yeah.
Let's absolutely tattoo him. Let's go.
But what a great time it's going to be, because hockey playoffs start. Is it April, Tony?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I think so.
End of April, mid to end of April?
end of April, because
So
it's May and then
baseball will be like
mid-April.
around a month in, little less, to have
Mhm.
those two side by side. For what? Softball.
We have a whole squad right now.
Yeah.
Michael
I mean, we
Riley.
probably would average 20 runs a game.
Probably.
Defensively, though, that's it. Because I'm just letting you know, I've had some miscues in the outfield. I probably would be better suited as catcher, but if I need to play outfield,
I remember saying
will.
you've had some great catches in the outfield, though.
I have, but also just one thing that scarred me, and I definitely have let up a couple inside the park home runs in right field, but I went up for a catch. I definitely told you guys this, but went up for the catch and
Hit your chest. Yeah.
right here. So, defense, not my thing. Offense, though, good. And you would think bigger guy, power, but more contact. Honestly, gap hitter,
Nice.
which that's the thing
Can't
too.
complain.
Everybody softball wants to jack it out of the park, and then how many people end up just popping up? You gotta just hit line drives.
Yeah. No, very true. Let's go.
Now have any of you guys been in a softball league before?
Never.
Or no? What about you, Domek?
I played in one game. I got asked to play.
How was the game?
How'd I do?
Yeah.
Honestly, amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Riding a bike.
Yeah.
Baseball-wise,
Really?
like
Yeah.
you said, I came in with that mentality.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it home.
Right.
I'm just gonna ended up hitting a triple.
Yeah.
One hit. Got a double and another.
Yeah.
Only got 2 at bats.
And it's crazy. Pooch, best softball
Small
player I've
sample
ever
size.
seen. And it's like, he'll hit home runs, sure, but he all the time will be like, yeah, I'm just going to go opposite field, just rip it down the line, gut out a triple. I mean, it's just
Ridiculous.
he talks about it all the time. That contact is everything, softball.
Wow. Good
Yeah.
for him.
Domek, have you played?
I've never played, but are you the league you guys are gonna play in? Do they do the rule where like because you talk about everyone trying to hit home runs? I've seen leagues where like in your at bats after you hit like one home run or a second, either 1 or 2 home runs, if you hit another one, it starts counting as an out because it's so easy.
Yeah, it
you know
depends
what I mean?
on the league, depends on the fields. Trying to think, I think Stanford did have limits, but we didn't really reach them. But I believe that was the case. But yeah, every softball league is different. But yeah, a lot of good stuff on the horizon. But here we are again. Another great episode of the Sports Board today. Really appreciate everyone who made us part of your day, and we encourage everybody to continue to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.